Hello and welcome to my living room. I'm Vinny.
And I'm Spec.
And this is going to be our prediction video for Money in the Bank. You can see this is not we have a huge set change from our last Habanero Challenge video. It is Money in the Bank time. Becky Two Belts. Becky Two Belts. Defending, I've still got my ice cream, so
yes.
that's how long it's been since the last video.
Yes, it has not been long. my voice is still
I
whatever.
promised to get you some
I have a little heat still going on, but that's okay. If you watch the video,
got some ice cream for Spec and some chopsticks to eat it with, so that should be fun. As far as I'm concerned, it's still part of the punishment. So,
okay. All right.
So we got to talk about Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is coming up this Sunday. Today for me, what day is it for you? I mean, I don't know when they're watching, but for us, it should be the same day.
No, Friday.
Friday.
Well, it's
Saturday after midnight. It's Saturday, and the pay-per-view is
so we're
tomorrow.
talking about it's literally 36 hours away.
Less than 24 hours away.
Well, 36 plus 6 it'll be 42 hours away.
Minus 7, but it's coming up soon. We have to do the prediction show, and this is gonna be guys. This is gonna be a quick video. It's really easy when two guys sit down to shoot a video. They look at each other and they say, "Let's make this a 30-minute video." 32 minutes? Okay, 32 minutes, but a 30-minute video. So we've got that pre-planned. This is only gonna be a short video. You can see right now how we did.
Yeah, I mean
with the time there,
they can.
They can. We can't.
Yeah, no, we're 1 minute and 50 seconds in, and you haven't stopped babbling yet.
Yeah, well, yes. Speaking of babbling, what is going on with Vince McMahon? I mean, the guy shows up and he says, brother, I've been practicing my Vince McMahon all day.
Hulk Hogan than Vince
I've been
McMahon.
practicing for this moment. He says, wild card, and I'm a genius. And he implements this new, let's bring people back and forth on both shows for the sake of nothing. There's no rhyme or reason to his actions in the universe of WWE.
And that's always been my problem.
With Vince McMahon?
With certain aspects of WWE. They figure out what they want to do from a outside of story standpoint, and they don't give us an inside of story reasoning, i.e. the superstar shakeup.
I feel like they thought they gave us an inside the story reasoning.
Does anyone understand how the superstar shakeup works?
Yeah.
Does anyone, what I'm saying?
There was a time when it worked in a way that we understood it.
Right, and now...
And you'd watch it and you'd know what was happening. And now it's kind of like just people showing up, and if the announcers are not explaining what's happening, you're thinking that, I don't know.
Exactly.
Somebody not paying a lot of attention would think it's a normal show.
They're explaining stuff, and then the next week, it changes it too.
Yes.
So they don't even know.
They're explaining. Nobody's explained to them what's happening. So they explain it away, and then Vince McMahon's like, I like that. I like that. That's my Vince McMahon right now. And I don't like this.
So, let's talk about Money in the Bank.
That's a good idea. We should get to that.
Yeah. But before we talk about... let's talk about the fact that our first video ever was Money in the Bank.
Oh,
and
wow.
we failed.
Our first failed video. That's right. Was the Money in the Bank video.
Every once in a while when I have song requests on,
that comes
the
up.
Viewers play that video in my song request of us just sitting there.
The Money in the Bank. That was the... Yeah, and from how this has gone so far, we have not come very far in life. We are... We just don't care. We just don't hit stop. We just go, that'll play. Whatever, that'll play. That'll play. Use the chopsticks. What the hell? You just keep going. Money in the Bank. Saw the poster. Becky Two Belts on the poster.
So I personally believe that there are 3 pay-per-views every year that the videos we do take longer than the rest of them.
Right.
The one is WrestleMania, obviously, just because of the sheer number of matches.
Sure.
The other 2 are Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank.
Uh-huh.
And the reason why are because once you get to those important matches,
Yeah.
the championships and the Royal Rumble itself, or the Money in the Bank, you have to say, wait, let's talk about this one when we talk about this. Mm-hmm. You have to start negotiating what world you're living in.
Mm-hmm.
So with this card, there are like 5 or 6 matches that we can go through like this. Yeah. But the 2 world titles and the 2 Money in the Bank matches, we really have to have discussions on those situations.
Something just happened just off camera.
I hope you guys enjoy this video. We enjoyed filming it for you.
See, I have a dog that's not usually in our videos, so there's a little distraction there for a minute, but we're back. We're back. All
right, so
welcome back.
You got anything else you wanted to say before we started reading off matches?
No, I just want to agree that the Royal Rumble is longer for our things because there's 50 people in the Battle Royal. What is going on in Saudi Arabia? What the hell? I come here and I was like, well, what's next after Money in the Bank? What's the next pay-per-view? Spec looks up, well, in Saudi Arabia, we have The Undertaker fighting Goldberg. No, really, what's happening? We have The Undertaker fighting Goldberg. What decade are we in? What? How did this happen? Was there something? Oh, and a 50-man battle royal.
Right.
Not
Triple H versus Randy Orton.
Triple H versus Randy Orton, advertised, and a 50-man battle royal. Not a 50-man Royal Rumble. The largest Royal Rumble, 30-man Royal Rumble, 40-man Royal, largest of all time, 50-man Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. Imagine taking all of those 50 Royal Rumble participants and starting them in the ring. 50 people are not going to fit in that ring.
Yeah,
Is it some, like, super Saudi extra strength, extra size ring?
Maybe they're going to do the 3-ring setup.
There's 3-ring setup from War Games?
From WCW days. I don't know. I do not know.
I don't think 50 people fit in a ring. And if they do, I'll eat a habanero. No, I retract that. But anyway, it's so good we've taken this time to talk about Money in the Bank.
Yeah, 7 minutes.
7 minutes in, we haven't talked about a thing at all. There are certain matches we can just flip through. For instance, during the pre-show.
Yes.
The brand new tag team champions, Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, are taking on the Usos. This is a pre-show match according to
Wikipedia.
WikiList.
As we are using the Wikipedia list. We believe that this is correct. It says that this is the pre-show match, so we're going to go with that. I also feel like they've actually announced that as the pre-show match, but I'm not 100% sure.
And of course, the Wiki list has never, ever been wrong until the time that we touted how right it was. And then it was wrong that night.
Yeah. It also lists that tag team match as a tag team match, not a championship match.
Which I think is a mistake.
You think is a mistake?
Yeah. I think that's going to be I think it's going to be a championship match.
I think that it was on SmackDown said as a championship match, but I do believe that I've read in other. I'm not sure. I read somewhere else that it was just a tag team match.
I'm so sorry.
Did
you eat all the kale?
Yeah, I ate all the kale.
Are you hungry? I can make you a...
No, I did. It was before you gave me the ice cream. How did you eat the kale? I needed something. It was hot.
That's like eating the parsley off the side of a dish. It was supposed to be decorative.
It was. It was very decorative. Now it's very decorative in my stomach.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, that really kind of plays into whether the who wins the match. If it's not for the championship...
Oh, yes. If it's not for the championship belt...
Then the Usos can win because they don't take the titles.
Right. Well, I'm going to make my prediction anyway. Daniel Bryan and Rowan just won it. I don't like transitional champions, so I am hoping beyond hope that Daniel Bryan and Rowan leave with the belts. I'm even going to say they win the match. Daniel Bryan and Rowan win the match.
I agree. I'm going to give it to Bryan and Rowan. Usos don't need this match for any reason. I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it to them, especially if it's not for the titles. But if it's for the titles, it definitely has to be Bryan and Rowan.
Yeah.
All right. The next match up there is for the Cruiserweight Championship, which, according to Wikipedia, is going to be on the main card. That's good for them. They need to get some main card time. They never get on the main card. Would not be surprised if we find out there's 2 pre-show matches, and this one is as well. And that is the champion Tony Nese is defending his title against Arya Daivari. And
shall I go first?
Sure.
Tony Nese is the champion. Let me encompass everything I know about the what is it? The welterweight division.
Cruiserweight.
I think I just encompassed everything I know about the cruiserweight division. I think I just did it. This is welterweight division. Your name is Tony. I have a niece. I'm going to pick Tony Nese.
All right. He's going to say Tony Nese retains the title.
Retains the title, but that's just brand recognition because I know people named Tony.
And that's good because I believe you're right. Tony Nese will probably keep the title. So.
Yeah, Arya Daivari needs to lose a couple of consonants in his name before he can be champion. So, yeah, Arya. Actually, it seems like a lot of vowels and Y's. Yeah. Arya.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of vowels in there. Anyway, so the next match.
Yeah, it's Ariya. The R is the only consonant.
You are correct. He has one consonant, and you want him to lose it.
Yeah, I want him to lose the consonant. I want him to lose the belt. I want him to lose the consonant. He doesn't have my support at all.
For the U.S. Championship, Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, WrestleMania, Samoa Joe beat Rey Mysterio in a record-breaking 32 seconds. Record-breaking in that Rey Mysterio has never had a match that short, including, not even to mention a match that he lost that was that short. The closest match to that was, I don't know.
I was going to say, I was waiting to hear the answer.
I was going to keep going, and then I remember we're on a time crunch. So, how about if we just do 50% less BS?
Okay,
just 50%.
Just 50%. Okay.
Okay. Samoa Joe versus Rey Mysterio.
You don't always have to go first if you want me to go first.
Shut up. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. This is what I'm thinking. My entire wrestling history of watching wrestling, I have never known a wrestler who is more prone to be rolled up and pinned than Samoa Joe. It's like his Achilles heel.
We literally had a conversation about a month ago, and twice since that conversation he got rolled up.
He got rolled up and pinned, and he makes the same face. He makes that same surprise face.
How did I not see that coming?
This man will kill you unless you get him in a small package. That's kind of his character right now. So
Joe's going to get rolled up.
Who's going to get rolled up? He is. Rey Mysterio, his son is there. They had a little family by-play, yelled at the son. I could go either way. I want Samoa Joe to both retain the belt and stop getting rolled up.
Well, that would happen if he won.
No, I mean not just for the night.
Forever.
I mean, you have a monster, you have an Achilles heel. I like the Achilles heel, but if anybody can come in and roll him up at any time, that's a little. It seems to have gone too far.
Especially if Rey Mysterio. I mean, if Rey can do it, anyone can do it.
Yeah,
he's this big.
Rey could get the roll-up pin again, which he did the other night, I think. And Samoa Joe could completely annihilate him. My favorite ending to this match is that Samoa Joe beats Rey Mysterio in 31 seconds. And his son cries. And Rey looks at the son at the end and says, "By the way, there's no Easter Bunny." Just something, just absolute awful. That's my pick for the video.
What do you mean?
It's just a lie to piss off the son. Okay. I just want this son into the storyline. I'm not interested. I want to see. Anyway, Samoa Joe is my pick.
Hey, I also am picking Samoa Joe
for different reasons than to crush the son's spirit.
Yeah, well, I feel like the son has to get involved somehow at this point. Whether it be he gets involved and it causes Rey to get disqualified, or he costs Rey the match, or maybe Rey will win the match, but he wins because Joe gets disqualified for fighting his son. They've done too much with the son to not get him involved. I think the right outcome would be letting Rey win it and go off with his U.S. title. Joe being on Raw now, doesn't matter if Seth Rollins or AJ Styles wins. The champion is a face, and your top heel is Drew McIntyre, I think Joe would be the next best heel. I see the dog.
I don't.
It's on camera.
No, she's not.
So I think the right thing would be to take the belt off him and let him go in the main event. I don't think WWE has
move
the
Samoa Joe into the main event.
Yeah, I just don't think that WWE has the balls to do that. I feel like this is one of the situations. I'm picking Samoa Joe because the right answer is Joe loses the belt, and because that's the right answer, I expect WWE to make the wrong pick.
Yes.
All right. Skip the next one.
Yeah, let's skip the next one. Let's go to Shane McMahon. That's the steel cage match. Shane McMahon
Steel
versus
cage
Kofi
match.
Kingston.
Yep.
Yeah, let's get another pay-per-view out of this. Let's keep this going for a minute. Let's throw him in a steel cage this time. Miz is due for a win. Shane is due for... No, he's not due for a stunt. You know, he's been doing all right his last few matches. Shane can take this one off. Miz takes the stunt this time. Yeah. Steel cage match. I'm going to pick... there's going to be some shenanigans in that match. Shane's got a lot of people. The B team that used to be part of the Miz Taraj attacked Miz on the last show. There's going to be all sorts of shenanigans, but I picked Miz as the ultimate winner. I say this might be the end of this storyline. Give one to the Miz and out.
I too picked the Miz for the same reason. I figure with Miz being moved over to Raw, this is kind of the moving him out as Shane probably sticks to SmackDown after this fight is over. Like you said, they could extend it to one more. It makes more sense to extend it to one more as Shane... the whole purpose of the steel cage is you can't run away. No one can interfere with us. It's just going to be you and me. Mm-hmm. Which tells me that someone is going to interfere. Bobby Lashley's not involved in the pay-per-view in any way. B-Team's not involved in the pay-per-view in any way.
Braun Strowman's not involved in the pay-per-view in any way.
I'm not sure where he would come into this match.
I
was listing people that Shane McMahon was using.
Yeah, I just remembered that Braun got...
Yes, you're right. You're right. But what I'm saying is, these are Shane McMahon people...
We'll talk about that later.
...that aren't involved in anywhere. If they want to use them on the show, they can use them in this match and get them involved. They climb over the top of the rope, or they open the door and come in, and all of a sudden... they're involved even though they're not supposed to. So giving it to Shane is not by no means out of the realm of possibility. It just means that they extend it and they have to have another match. I'm not sure what that next match is unless it's at a Hell in a Cell or something. You know?
Yeah, I know. From a steel cage, where do you go? That's the...
So because of that, I'm going to stick with Shane and that they're going to end it and move on from there. But I would not be surprised if it went the other way.
Did you just say give it to Shane?
I said I wouldn't be surprised if they did, but I'm going to stick with Miz.
You stick with Miz?
I think that they're just ending it and moving on from there.
Sounds good. Jumping over one to Roman Reigns versus Elias.
Roman Reigns versus Elias.
Let's talk about that since Roman Reigns got shoved into this side match freak show card that is taking him out of anything interesting for a while.
Yeah, I feel like they're...
well, that was harsh. I'm sorry. I love Elias. I don't mean...
No.
Freak show side match, but
he was a freak show side match.
He was... Anyway, go ahead.
No, it's... Here's the thing. I feel like WWE is both being conscientious about certain aspects and making mistakes. They moved Reigns over to Raw, to SmackDown, to get him away from the Universal's title because they finally got people on Reigns' side, and getting him away from that title kind of like helped. It would help moving him to SmackDown. And they did so in a way that they're conscious about, let's make sure that we keep people on Roman Reigns' side. But then the first thing they did was stick him into a fight with Elias.
With Elias!
Who people are cheering for. I mean,
they're going to boo him against Elias.
He sat in the ring with Miz, and he was holding a mic on the Raw, and London is cheering "Walk with Elias." So it was. I feel like that's a misstep. I can see where they're thinking and where they're going, what they're trying to do, and they're being conscientious about making sure that Roman stays strong with the crowd.
Yeah.
And then they make a misstep by putting him in Elias instead of doing it against someone like Bobby Lashley or someone
Bobby
like
Lashley
Corbin.
would have been a great Bobby Lashley would have been a great instead of Elias.
Elias, yeah, exactly. They still could have brought over Elias if they wanted him on SmackDown, bring him over earlier in the show, have him do a music spot in the middle of the ring, and then have Vince McMahon say the biggest hit in history is Bobby Lashley. It would have fit the narrative just as well, and then him fighting Lashley, no one's going to cheer for Lashley.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a misstep. That being said, I think this one's fairly easy to pick.
Yeah, Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I don't see. I mean, again, it could be shenanigans. Shane has been involved in this feud the whole time. It could be Shane and or Vince and or all those people hold Roman Reigns down. But if it's a clean match, Roman's going to get the win just like he did at WrestleMania versus Drew.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We're up to the 6 main events of the pay-per-view, or is all we have left are the six main events of this pay-per-view. So let's take a break right here and just, if you don't mind, somebody who's not involved in this pay-per-view that is absolutely ready for an appearance is Bray Wyatt.
Okay.
Now, I expect him not to show up at the pay-per-view. I expect him to get through the pay-per-view Monday Night Raw. They need something exciting to happen. Bray shows up
see that.
at the Monday Night Raw this Monday. But he also has the opportunity to interrupt one of the ladder matches, interrupt any of the championship matches, interrupt the Becky Lynch, Lacey Evans, but probably not any of them. Okay, but still, he has or he could be going after Elias or Roman Reigns.
I was going to say, I feel like if they were going to do that, if they're bringing him back at the pay-per-view here, I feel like it's more likely, like, the lights go out in the middle of the Roman Reigns match and then turns on and he attacks Roman Reigns. That makes more sense to me than bringing him right into one of those other situations.
Which I actually kind of like. Elias getting the win over Roman Reigns.
Because of Bray Wyatt.
Because of Bray Wyatt, and Bray Roman is the next big thing.
And I'm okay with that.
They introduce the Bray huge character.
Whatever
they let Bray dominate Roman for a few months and then have Roman get the final win and they both go up.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
But once again, he's fighting somebody that people are going to cheer. No matter how nasty you make Bray.
Especially with this whole new
rollout.
People love this thing.
All right, back to the card. I just want to bring him up.
So, do you want to do the men or the women? The 3 men or the 3 women first?
Let's do the men.
Okay, we're going to do the women. We're going to finish with the women. So, the 3 men matches are Seth Rollins, AJ Styles,
right? Kofi Kingston,
Kevin Owens, and then the men's ladder match.
Well, let's start with the least important one.
Seth Rollins, AJ Styles.
Wow. I just wanted to know what you'd say if I said that.
Well, it's the least important one in the sense that
Seth Rollins is definitely going to win.
There is no world where AJ Styles is going to take that belt off.
That's interesting that you should say that. My pick for that match is Seth Rollins.
Okay, so we both picked Seth Rollins.
Yeah, so I guess we're moving on.
Well, the only thing is, I'm calling right here, right now, the Shinsuke Nakamura from WrestleMania last year. Seth Rollins wins, whether it be because AJ gets frustrated and gets himself disqualified, or he wins and then after by not necessarily a roll up, but kind of a surprise, and AJ wasn't necessarily done, and AJ attacks him and flips heel going forward, and this fight continues with Rollins as the face and AJ as the heel.
Yeah, I can see this fight continuing for a while. It's not one of the main 4 events. They have a lesser than this event coming up afterwards than the main 4. So that's an easy rollover into the next event. Also, the Saudi Arabia event before the next pay-per-view.
With 50 men, they're probably both in the Battle Royal.
There's only 3 matches.
Yeah.
That's it. Triple H versus...
No, but I could see them... and with Saudi, they could even just go a different route. Let Seth defend against someone else, and AJ, they don't even have to, because it's kind of out of context.
But you said it was like out of canon.
It's not canon.
It's not
People
canon.
don't we don't consider it canon. I mean, it is.
It is, but it was funny when
really.
You described it that way.
So yeah, I predict that AJ, he started to do his heel tendencies, and I think that he goes full heel after not capturing the belt. Is what happens with that match. No. So although it's an easy one to pick, I wanted to just say that I think that it's going to be an entertaining match.
This is really interesting because if you're done, I'm about to move on.
Go ahead.
It just sparked something in me. Yeah. Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens. Without going too far into it, no, I'll go far into it and then I'll double back.
Do you want to do the ladder match first? Does that help you?
No.
No? Okay, go.
No. Kevin Owens, I want to be champion. I love the Kofi Kingston storyline. Just like somebody said, it might have been Kevin Owens. I don't quite buy him as champion.
Yeah.
He's been a tag team guy for so many years. I don't quite buy him, but I love the storyline. I want Kevin Owens to be champion because I love Kevin Owens. I'm not a huge fan of Kofi Kingston, even though completely love the storyline right through WrestleMania. But I think Kofi's going to win this match. I think Kevin Owens is just the next good competitor to help solidify his ongoing championship. I think it's going to be somebody bigger than Kevin Owens that takes him out, or smaller, or more of a surprise, or less of a surprise. That is my prediction.
That is a hell of a prediction, let me tell you. Well, I pretty much agree with most of what you said. Kofi Kingston is a mid-carder at best, not even an upper mid-carder, in my opinion. I think that, I've said it the whole time, I don't even think he should have won at WrestleMania. I understand why they did it. They got their moment. They could easily say, we got our moment, it's not going the way we hope. It's not like they're falling over. He's not having a great reign.
No.
They could just hand the title to Owens here. They could. I don't think they're going to do it. I think Kofi holds on to it. Even though I think that Kevin Owens should. I also pick Kofi Kingston.
And this is the funny thought that I had. After saying that Seth Rollins was going to win, I looked at the next one, went, and Kofi Kingston's going to win. I remember sitting at WrestleMania at the pre-show going, there's going to be a lot, there's going to be a record amount of title changes tonight. And then the next night on Raw, Michael Cole was, we had a record amount of title changes last night at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But we're not in the same situation.
Yeah, right
Seth
now,
Rollins, champion, retains.
Yes.
Kofi Kingston, championship. Tony Nese, Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan, and Rowan. So far, I'm moving on, and spoiler.
Yeah.
When we get to the women's match, I've got Becky keeping both of them. So I have a 0 title change pay-per-view coming up.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. And we'll talk to that when we get to that. Do you want to do the men Money in the Bank, or you want to do the women's?
Let's do the women's champion, if you don't mind.
Okay. So. I think that an important thing about the Becky thing will be the order they do those matches.
Absolutely.
If they're smart, they do Lacey Evans first, because that will If it goes where they're actually going to give the belt to Lacey Evans, which I don't see, I'm picking Becky over Lacey.
Okay.
But if they go that they're doing that, then that's over Lacey. Then it doesn't matter if Lacey goes first. In fact, it's probably better if she goes second. But I believe that if one of them is winning, it's Charlotte. So you do Lacey first, so that if Charlotte beats her, it's because she's already fought a match.
Right.
So if they're smart, they do Lacey first, because even if they're going to let her win both matches, it gives you that, well, maybe she's not going to win it. If it's Charlotte, Becky first, Charlotte's not winning that match.
Well, let me retort.
Yeah, go ahead.
There are 3 possible outcomes. She wins both matches, she loses both matches, she loses one match.
Right.
And I've been looking at all 3. Winning both matches is what I've decided to go with. Losing both matches is the other obvious choice. Losing one match is fun, and I think it's more fun that she loses the first match and wins the second match. Just when she loses the first one and then gets beat down after it and then keeps the second one, that's really going to surprise people. But, of course, her losing at all is the shock. So if she loses, I think you're right. She loses the second match.
Yeah, because, I mean, it goes back to the Royal Rumble.
Somebody else did that. Bret Hart, fighting twice in one night, lost to his brother,
in the first match.
Hart, in the first match, and then won the second match.
Championship match. Well, Seth Rollins
and it
lost
was
to
only one championship.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, Seth Rollins lost to Randy Orton and then cashed in his Money in the Bank and won. You know, a lot of times they lose the first one to win the second one later. But it's a different situation. It's like, you go back to the Royal Rumble, I think it was the Royal Rumble, where Becky fought Asuka. She was the champion. And It was like she lost to Asuka, lost her belt, then won, and it was like, but she lost a clean match to Asuka. How is she? I just didn't buy that, you know. So losing that early match, unless she loses the early match because while she's fighting Charlotte, Lacey comes down and helps her lose. I mean, you have to make her look strong in her loss, I guess, is what I'm saying. So I just don't like the idea of losing the first match. She wins the first match, but she gets beat down and she's tired. Now she's got to fight a second match, maybe right after it. Maybe like start the match, you know. But that's how it's got to go. But I agree. I have her winning both matches as well. Becky's going to beat, and you're saying you're going to pick Becky over Charlotte and Becky over Lacey?
Absolutely. Becky 2 belts comes to Monday Night Raw as Becky 2 belts.
Okay.
Yes, we've got 2 matches left.
We got 2 matches left.
Which one want to do first?
So this is where we have this whole thing where I say it takes a little longer because of the discussion aspect and certain aspects of it. Like with the Royal Rumble, when I go into the Royal Rumble, I look at it and say, okay, what are the championship outcomes? Is it more likely to end up a SmackDown guy or a Raw guy? Mm-hmm. Is it more likely to be a heel or a face? Is it more likely? That's all the inner workings of what I think about when I get to this point.
Right.
We've talked many times in the past how, and I'm making up numbers here, but 90% of the time, it's a heel. Because having the heel cash in the surprise spot is much more entertaining than watching John Cena say, I'm going to cash it in next week.
Because I'm a face.
Because I'm a face.
So
it's just not as exciting when it's done that way. So you got to figure out, are both heels winning? Is it one heel, one face? Are they really going to give it to 2 faces? Is it both going to the same show? That's how I look at this stuff before I start picking. Based on that, I think I have my picks, and I know I'm going to be wrong on both of them.
Okay, go ahead. Or actually, let's start with the women's match.
All right, that's fine. Yep. That's
100% my pick to win the women's match is Alexa Bliss.
Okay.
She's not in there anymore.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss has been pulled, and Nikki Cross has been put in their place.
Which means, who cares?
Which means who cares?
Seriously.
I care.
No, you don't. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe you think you do. No, but Natalya, Dana Brooke, Naomi.
Well, let me
Bayley, Mandy Rose, Ember Moon, Carmella, Nikki Cross. All I'm saying is...
Let's say, hypothetically speaking.
Go ahead.
That a heel is going to win.
Okay.
Who's going to win that match?
Oh, okay. Who cares?
Who
are the heels?
That's what I'm asking you. There's literally one heel in that match.
Nikki Cross?
No.
Carmella?
Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose?
Mandy Rose is the one heel in that match.
Well, see, Mandy Rose has the popular vote. I mean, after Alexa's gone, Mandy Rose is kind of who they've been pumping. Carmella's a lot of fun. Ember Moon just took a crazy loss to pump up. Actually, to pump up Mandy Rose. So I guess Ember Moon's going to win. There you go. Ember Moon took the loss to pump up Mandy Rose. Ember Moon is my pick.
Okay, Ember Moon's a very good pick.
That's actually my pick.
That is a very
because
good
of the
pick.
loss that she took and because of my, if the bar beats down Miz and Shane win the belt.
Okay, fair enough. And Ember Moon was my initial pick before I decided I'm going with the less likely scenario. Go ahead.
Can I talk about it a little bit more?
Yeah, talk it out.
Okay, I don't think Bayley is the crowd favorite that she used to be. Like, you let Bayley come out of nowhere and win this, I think people are like, yay, Bayley. Who does the crowd want to win? I can't get behind this match. I've got
people
nothing.
Want Nikki. People want Ember.
Carmella's fun.
Well, I think people will be a little upset if Carmella gets it for a third time.
Yeah, she did twice in a row. Twice in a week.
Days, so 3 days. Yeah.
So there is some fun of Carmella doing it again.
Yeah, and Carmella missed Money in the Bank. If she gets back with R-Truth, they just kind of haven't been together the last month or so. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna stick with Ember.
I think Ember Moon's a safe pick. I think that the three
I've been
best
touting my
picks.
Mandy Rose for WrestleMania.
Yeah, I know.
The month before that, I'm not picking her for this.
To me, the three options are Bayley, Ember Moon, and Mandy Rose. The reason I'm not picking Mandy Rose is she's currently in that storyline, tag team storyline with the Asian tag team, whatever, the Kabuki Knights or whatever they call them. She's got the whole thing with Sonya Deville says, yes, you can have the spot. That's got to lead somewhere. There's too much going on with Mandy Rose to stick the briefcase on her. I almost feel like her being put into the match by Sonya Deville, saying, yeah, go ahead, it's your time, it's fine.
Yeah.
She's not going to win because of that.
Yeah, and along with her, Natalya, Dana Brooke, Naomi,
so
are just kind of, I mean, those three are just kind of in there.
I'm fine with Mandy, but I don't think it's going to happen because of the story she got. So then it's back to Ember Moon and Bayley, and both of what I'm thinking would work for either of them. I'm going to go with Bayley. One, because you went Ember Moon.
And I think
we need to have literally everything else we've picked the same.
It's all going to come down to this match.
And here's the thing: if this match and the other match, and if we both miss, then we may have to pick prop bets just for that purpose.
Yeah, wow.
So I'm going to go Bayley, and then I'm going to explain more on a prop bet.
Okay, very good.
So the men's Money in the Bank.
Men's Money in the Bank. Sami Zayn versus Ricochet versus Drew McIntyre versus Baron Corbin versus Ali versus Finn Balor versus Andrade versus Randy Orton. Before we do our final, our final match, there's a few things I don't want to forget to do in this video.
Okay.
First of all, we whoever loses this challenge has to eat a habanero or do something. There has to be a penalty for the person who loses this challenge.
There is a penalty.
And it's time to announce it. We went through a few different options. Go ahead. What did we end up going with?
I don't remember.
The 10,000 calorie challenge.
All right.
Whoever loses this has to eat 10,000 calories within a day, and I would go so far as to say within 6 hours.
Oh, geez, that's tougher. I was sitting here going, I'd set my alarm. I'd get up midnight and get down midnight.
Yeah, I'm up at midnight. I'll eat 3 cheeseburgers.
All right, so let's do this. Let's say a normal day is 24 hours. A normal person sleeps 8. So mark that off. That's 16 hours left.
I tell you right. Normal day is 2,000 calories.
No. So 16 hours.
2,000 calories is usually 3 meals.
Yeah.
If you have to eat 10, that'll be 5. There'll be 15 meals. So eat those 15 meals in 6 hours.
6 hours
That
is
sounds
a little lot.
It's a little, not a lot. It's a
Hold
little.
on. That's like...
Because if I say 12 hours, you're just, well, I'll sleep the other 12. I just ate 10,000 calories. Of course, you're gonna need some time to sleep.
12 hours.
12 hours? 14? 6? 7?
8. All right, let's do 8.
Okay, 10,000 calories in 8
hours.
See, for
8 hours to sleep, 8 hours to work, 8 hours to eat.
Okay, that's what I'm doing that day if I lose. Okay,
yeah.
I was gonna try to get up to 10 hours, so 1,000 calories an hour, and that would be easier for my math skills. But I went good. 8 hours, 10,000 calories. That's easier to figure out. If it was 10 hours, that's what I ended up with.
We can do 10 if you want.
No. Because what am I going to do? Not sleep? Not work? You're right. 8 hours. You got 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work, and then eat for 8 hours. All right,
8 hours, 10,000 calories in 8 hours. That's more than 1,000 calories an hour. This is ridiculous.
More than 1,000 calories an hour for 8 hours. And we probably will not post the 8 hour video.
No, it won't be an 8 hour video of me sitting. It'll be...
He already knows he's laughing. I love it. He's imagining the future, and it's him.
It'll be a video of me filming the clock and saying, this is when I'm starting and eating. And then every time I eat or he eats, we will film.
What a boring video. You're actually going to cut down the actual hour and 9 minutes that you are stuffing your face. That's it. Cut everything else out. It's just going to be like, click. Off. Click. Off. work on all that. You know, the editing details we usually don't work out more than a half hour into our half-hour video. That's usually what we just leave for off-camera talking. So that will be the next challenge. Whoever loses the Money in the Bank challenge has to eat 10,000 calories in 8 hours. More than 1,000 calories an hour, and then that's it. That's it.
All right, sounds good.
All right, on to the men's. Oh, and one other thing.
Yeah.
The WWE fail of the year. Now, I know we're on January, March, April, May. We're only 5 months in.
Okay.
Okay. There he is.
Matt Hardy.
There he is.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was so bad. There he is. If you haven't seen it, it was on this week's Raw, or was it last week's SmackDown? When you showed up, it was last week's SmackDown. Yes. I was watching, and
last week's SmackDown,
and I could not believe
Matt Hardy standing there to the interviewer. The interviewer runs off, so he spins around, and R-Truth's there, and he goes, "There he is," and I was just like, what?
I don't know what was going on in Matt's life that day, but he was not concentrating on the bit he was doing.
No, he was
and
not.
I love Matt Hardy, but fail of the year.
It was pretty bad.
There he is. All right, that was the last thing I wanted to get in for this video because it just happened 2 weeks ago.
All right.
Final match. The Money in the Bank men's ladder match. Sami Zayn, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre. I almost said Drew Barrymore. Baron Corbin.
More interesting.
Muhammad Ali.
Just Ali.
Just Ali?
It was Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa Ali, not Muhammad Ali.
No, Muhammad Ali. That's still.
I pick him. Yes. Finn Balor, Andrade, and Randy Orton.
Okay.
Who cares is not something I say about this match.
Okay.
For the other match, a little who cares. For this one, at the end of the match, you have Seth Rollins as champion, and you have Kofi Kingston. Or Kevin Owens as champion. Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston, good guy. Two good guy champions at that point. Sami Zayn is a lot of fun. All right, Randy Orton's my dark horse. He can jump in at the end and win any match.
He can. He's not going to.
Andrade, I have no. This is like you have the one coin flip part, which is do they give it to one of the two new guys? To pump them up and give them something, or do they give?
And you say two, but really, one could argue that
I forgot
everyone in this match
is a new guy,
except for Randy Orton, is that person.
I was thinking
not a main eventer.
I was thinking of Ali and Andrade. I know, and forgot about Ricochet.
Right,
I always forget
there's
about
three.
Ricochet.
But what I'm saying is, when we usually talk about that mindset, do you give it to this guy? Usually saying, do we give it to this intercontinental level guy who we want to be there? Even if it's Dolph Ziggler for the first time, he's been with us for 10 years.
Let's look at that. But there's only
Randy Orton.
Drew McIntyre I can put up there. Finn Balor I see intercontinental. Oh, he's the champion. He's the intercontinental champion. But I see him at that level. But Drew McIntyre, I have him up there. Baron Corbin, I have him where I want him up there.
I see him up there, but they haven't even given him a title match yet.
Drew McIntyre?
Yeah. He's not had a single title match yet. He's not. He is. So what I'm saying is, in their eyes, they may see this as this is a way to get Drew McIntyre the title without having him actually have to beat someone.
Yeah.
Because when he fights someone, he always loses. He loses to Roman. He loses to Braun. He loses.
Yeah. And a couple of other things. We might see Braun Strowman in this match.
Yeah, Braun Strowman, I feel there's a pretty good chance will come down during this
There's
match.
somebody else that we're missing. There he is.
Oh, you think that... see, and that's the problem. It's like
who was he beating up? He was with Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy and R-Truth, and neither are involved. Either they add another pre-show match. I really thought we were going to see Lars Sullivan versus
R-Truth.
Both of them. I thought it was going to be a handicap match versus both of them. If he beats Matt Hardy and R-Truth in a handicap match, that helps pump him up, and really it doesn't hurt anything.
It doesn't hurt anything.
So, but I was surprised that we didn't see that. If they added that match, I would not be surprised on the pre-show. If not,
I would insert him into this match, even if he goes and takes out Ricochet, and then there's a Ricochet Lars Sullivan or something. Just to start his thing at that level.
If they need to take someone out, Ricochet makes the right sense because he's not going to win it, and he's a good guy,
and he needs a fight going into the future.
That's fine. I mean, the same thing could work for Ali, but I'd rather.
And the same thing would happen with Braun. Braun could get in here, and or Braun could go straight for the. No. I tell you what, my favorite ending to this match is that Braun Strowman is taken out of the match. The match starts. He goes down to the ring. He climbs the ladder. He just takes it anyway. And goes to the back.
It's a great story.
That is
a great story.
And I'm leaving. And if you guys want to fight, go ahead. But
my favorite storyline.
Somebody take it from me.
When I said they don't have the balls to do it, is Kevin Owens beats Kofi Kingston, Sami Zayn wins the Money in the Bank. Doesn't cash it in. You just have the champion and Mr. Money in the Bank walking around together.
That's an awful lot of fun. Awful lot of fun. Just to finish my Braun Strowman thing, is that he illegally takes it, and then for the next 6 months on Raw, he says, if you want, they say you have to turn that in, and he says, come take it from me. And it's about take it from Braun Strowman. Whoever takes it from him gets it.
Yeah, because I could really easily see Shane making that the new rule. All right, new rule. Go get it, and you can have it.
Get it, and you can have it. And Braun is, come take it. Every week, come take it.
Yeah, I could see that. That'd be fun.
That would be an awful lot of fun.
And with 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches, they don't have to have a winner like that. They could do that. You still walk away with a Money in the Bank.
And you walk, and technically he's won every Money since he's been around.
Yeah,
he's won every one, including the one he wasn't in. So you know what?
Yeah,
my pick for Money in the Bank is Braun Strowman.
Really, you think?
Absolutely, is Braun Strowman. I like Randy Orton. The person who I think is going to win is Drew McIntyre. But I'm going to take a good guy winning the Money in the Bank with 2 good guy champions is my prediction for the future. And I know how stupid that sounds.
Yep.
I absolutely agree.
I mean, no, I see what you're saying. All right, so I'm going to take Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre is the answer.
It's the right answer, and at least at somewhere they need to stick with what's the obvious instead of changing it up. I'm really thinking that I should switch Rey Mysterio since no titles are changing hands.
0, yes.
But I'm going to stick with it. I do want to know who's leaving as the World Universal Champion.
Who's leaving? That's brilliant for a Money in the Bank ladder match. Who's leaving the pay-per-view for a Money in the Bank pay-per-view? AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. I picked Seth Rollins to win the championship. Are these the tiebreakers?
Kinda, yeah.
Why don't we do this? If we're tied, it moves on to this.
All right, so these don't count.
These don't count unless we're tied. And if we're tied, then these count.
Okay.
That's how we're doing it?
Yeah.
My prediction. Who leaves with the Universal title?
Do all 4 belts.
I understand. I pick AJ Styles.
Okay. I pick Rollins.
Did you see what I did there?
Yeah.
Okay. Rollins is going to win the match, but AJ leaves with the belt.
Okay. That's fine. I meant who leaves as a champion, but that's okay.
No, what? That's what I mean. No, I don't mean leaves with it. I don't mean like he... I don't mean like he finds it on the corner step and goes, "Oh, thank goodness I came here. I just wanted some personal."
Well, I thought you were saying that Seth Rollins was going to win, but he was going to steal the belt.
No, I think Seth Rollins is going to win and leave with the belt. But for the extra credit question, I pick AJ Styles.
In case you were wrong.
In case I was wrong.
Gotcha. That's what I thought you meant originally. All right.
No, not that he finds it on the buffet table.
All right, so who leaves as the WWE champion?
I'll take 2 muffins, a sausage biscuit, and a WWE Universal Championship. As the what?
As the WWE champion.
As the WWE champion?
Kofi, Kevin.
Let's order the night. If the first match of the night is the women's, wow. You definitely want to have the women's Money in the Bank before 2 women's titles matches by the same lady have the women's match early. Do you do either of the men's championships match? Do you end with the Money in the Bank? No, you end with the championship match. The final match is going to be... They may do 1 men's match before the Money in the Bank and 1 after. They may start with the men's Money in the Bank. This is hard to put in order. Okay. Wow, what a great question. Leaving with the championship is...
As the champion.
Kofi Kingston.
Kofi Kingston. Same with me.
As the champion. Kofi Kingston.
Raw Women's
Good
Champion.
thing that we're got the same answers for so many of these. What do you say? Raw Women's Champion?
Lacey, Becky.
Now that is interesting. See, now that it's a Money in the Bank match, I'm thinking Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair could be... Wow. Even Lacey Evans. I think you said Lacey Evans was first. And Lacey Evans could be second. If they're going to have Lacey Evans come and... Charlotte Flair doesn't need a bump as Charlotte Flair. Lacey Evans' first match in the WWE, she could use the bump. Lacey Evans wins it off Becky Lynch when Bayley inserts herself and makes it a triple threat match. That's an interesting sentence to listen to replay back tomorrow. I'm trying to mix it up. Becky Lynch is the answer to both of those for me. Becky Lynch leaves with both.
For me, Becky leaves as the Raw champion. Bayley leaves as...
Bayley
heel turn when she wins. That's what I said I'd talk about when we get to the prop bets. Bayley and Ember. Bayley is the one that needs to turn heel. She's on SmackDown. Becky actually beats Charlotte, but after fighting 2 matches and a beatdown, Bayley comes down and heel turns by cashing in on the man.
That is a really, really smart pick because you have a Money in the Bank winner who can turn it in that night and a champion who has to fight 2 matches. I haven't thought about that, but that is really, really brilliant that somebody turns it in. When better to turn it in on
So far,
Becky
we have
Lynch.
not seen, since the women's Money in the Bank started, we haven't seen the title, the Money in the Bank, both of them last the night. They don't go in.
Somebody
with a
usually
man.
turns it in that
Dean
night.
cashed it in so that so that Carmella could hold on, and Alexa cashed it in so that whatever man had it last year, Braun, could hold on. So I feel like, and originally I was going with it was going to be Andrade or Sami Zayn. No, it was Andrade or I guess it was just Andrade. But I was like, they're not going to put them both on the same show as well. So my thought process was one of them has to cash it in tonight. Then I switched back to Drew, who's on Raw. So theoretically, they could have Drew on Raw and Bayley on SmackDown. It'd be fine. They didn't have to cash in.
Oh, buddy, I got to challenge you with something.
Yeah.
It's an even better storyline.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, for me, the exact same thing. After fighting 2 matches, and they turn the Money in the Bank.
That was my original
she
thing.
wins the 3rd match.
That was my
the
original
night.
thing.
Becky Two Belts wins all
decided to
3
do that.
matches.
The only reason I didn't go that route is that is a horrible story for Bayley to cash it in. If Alexa was still in there, Alexa cashing it in
Mandy
and
Rose,
losing.
same thing.
If they wanted to give it to Mandy Rose and then she loses it, and then that shows the tension between Sonya Deville. I gave you the spot, you won it, and then you didn't even win the match after she fought 2 matches. That's fine. But my initial thing was, if they want to bump up Becky, they have her beat Lacey, then they have her beat Charlotte, then they have her beat the 3rd Money in the Bank 3rd match.
I'm so sorry.
But
I just
it
saw
has to be a
Carmella's
heel.
name
Yeah.
and had a flashback. I'm so sorry. This is what I love about Carmella.
Yeah.
Do you know what I love about Carmella?
What do you love about Carmella?
Our truth. Last night, Carmella beat Andre the Giant in the Royal Rumble. Our truth. That was my favorite announcement so far. Last night, Carmella beat Andre the Giant in the Royal Rumble. No, R-Truth, no. Oh, but so anyway, but forget it. I'm just imagining the announcement after she wins the Money in the Bank and then loses it to Becky.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It could be Carmella, but again, I don't see a face cashing in on Becky at that point still being considered a face. And if she's not considered a face, she's not with R-Truth.
I'm making a movie.
I'm
making a movie. Go lay down.
Which is over at this point. So, all right, guys, that's our predictions. Feel free to put your in the comment below. Make sure you check out my punishment video for WrestleMania.
Yep, more on wrestling. And not only that, make sure you tune in next month to see one of us eat 10,000 calories in 8 hours. Who will that be? We're going to find out tomorrow night. And I'm pretty sure that since WrestleMania, I am a 100% streak in picking these correctly, and I don't expect that to change.
I was going to say, so we haven't decided yet. He doesn't even know, but we're going to do a overall punishment as well. There's going to be one punishment, a bigger one. We have to decide between now and then. From WrestleMania to WrestleMania.
Oh, there does need to be an overall.
One win to my 0 wins.
There does need to be an overall.
So there will be a score tally. He's up 1-0.
If I win like 6 or 7 of them, there's going to be a point where you're like,
I can't win.
I can't win. I'm just doomed
that's the
to
thing.
my fate.
So I will win this one. We'll get back to even, and we'll count it up, and we'll see how this plays. What we'll do is we'll count them up, make sure they're odd number. If it's even number, then we'll count the Super Show. If it's odd number, then we won't count the Super Show.
What Super Show?
Thing. The Saudi Arabia out of cannon stuff.
Yeah. All right, we'll have to come up with something.
But we'll, punishments to come. We'll let you know. And our half-an-hour video became an hour.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I actually expect us to go almost 2. So 58 minutes is not too bad.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'll see you online on stream, and I'm Spec.
And I'm not. Wait, before we go,
you got more.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We
have said 58 minutes. Well, it's 56.
We'll be there in just a sec. We have the punishment video. We have the Saudi Arabia is coming up. We have the Money in the Bank. What is the next?
Breaking ground.
No. Thank you. I'm sure it is. But what is the next of the big 4?
SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm. SummerSlam is okay. No, there's no games with SummerSlam. I'm sorry, it's not like a cross brand.
There's no.
We've got this 4 people coming over. It was 3 people. Now it's 4 people coming over every episode. Yeah. We have this cross contamination of brands. Yeah. They're not setting up for another invasion.
Yeah, I'm not. No.
Type thing. It's not. I mean, if Survivor Series.
If there's another invasion, what it's going to end up being is it's going to be an NXT invasion. If they end up doing
to bring up the next round of NXT people,
just to get more exposure for the NXT guys, they already started bringing. I'm just saying they could have the whole NXT roster invade, and just do it for 6 months in the dead time, towards the end of the year.
And we have Chris Jericho join the OAM.
AEW. All Elite Wrestling.
Did I say OAM?
Yep.
I'm getting farther away. I'm getting worse at this.
Worse. Absolutely.
All right, we're going to talk more about Chris Jericho, the AIM, the AIM toothpaste, and brought to you by AIM toothpaste. My name has been Vinny. My name is Vinny. Good night.
You get it?
Hit the button.